o'clock. All rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A moment to honor those in military, first responders, and other public service to our country and community. No public comment. Approved minutes from the meeting on August 3rd. Does anybody have any questions or concerns? If not, can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Corey, motion.
Second.
Sherry, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Accounts payable from August 4th to August 17th. Does anybody have any questions? If not, can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve accounts payable from August 4th to the 17th in the amount of $139,953.57.
Nicole made a motion. Do I have a second? Shelley second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Agenda items. Consider charter ordinance.
So this charter ordinance does a kind of a basic chartering out from allowing us to have the GO bond. Usually they don't allow GO bonds for utility if it's over a certain amount, but it's only for second and third class cities, which means you guys need full towers to say, wait, we want to be able to do GO bonds, which is basically your cheapest spread. And so it's kind of a charter ordinance that you wanted to charter out of them. So it's not, you're not doing anything official, just saying, if you want to, as a city, you have the ability to issue a GO bond for utility, which means it also doesn't go against your district.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's a particle.
Does anybody have any questions about the charter ordinance number 737?
And just, so a charter ordinance, we were trying to get it early on because there is a 60-day petition period. So you guys have it, and then there's a 60-day waiting period that if anybody wants to protest it, there's a protest regulation. So that's why
Is it 60 days from publication?
from publication. And then it goes into
I make a motion to approve charter ordinance number 737.
Second.
Sherry made a motion. Nicole second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Consider reimbursements resolution for the GO bond.
So what this is, it's just letting you guys, if you want to use any cash to do engineering or any of the costs, it's giving you the option later, once the bonds have been approved, that you can pay yourself back. You don't have to, it's just say, before you start spending money out of the city budget, out of what you have, if you want to pay yourself back, you can. You don't have to. It's just giving you the option here.
Is this one, is this 738?
455.
455, thank you. I'm like looking at
Okay.
which one, trying to go, which one is it? Okay.
So is it just for this particular? Okay.
Yes, I specifically said for the utility project. So it's basically any of the costs that you guys are going to expend now before you actually get the bond money. If you use your funds, then it would be like you're buying a house and you pay, having to pay fee, and then you be able to pay fee.
Like a mortgage.
Reimbursed.
Okay.
You're getting
I get it.
reimbursed for money that you're spending, but you don't have to. You could, if you guys choose to use the funds that you have and not have to keep.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's the ball rolling.
Any questions, concerns?
I make a motion to approve resolution number 455.
Corey made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Nicole second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Consider ordinance for the 1% sales tax.
It's the ordinance. That's the ordinance.
This one's 738.
This is 738. Yeah.
Mhm.
After it passes, you actually all have.
I'll make a motion to pass ordinance number 738.
Nicole made a motion. Second. Shelley second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Josephine, the amendment for the parental leave.
So currently the parental leave that we have, it only covers, the birth giver. And it is also, it depends upon how long, the, how our PTO scale is. 1 year is 5 days, 2 years, 5 days, 7 years, it's 2 days. So if then somebody was here for like 6 years, they had a baby, they'd have 2 weeks of PTO there that they would be able to have a baby. And given that it's kind of a dated policy, Kendra and I worked together, and this is what we came up with. This covers not only the birth giver, the mom, it also covers the father or adopted. This also covers adoptions. That way, any time that anybody wanted to adopt a child, they don't have to worry about taking their PTO as well for having some time with a newborn or a child. And then it also does cover if, for what unfortunate circumstances, if there was a death at birth, it also is the same time frame. So how it is we're giving 2 weeks paid, no matter how long you've been here. But the person who actually delivered the child would also get an additional 4. So pretty much 6 weeks maternity, 2 weeks paternity is what
We
we
tried to word it where it wasn't sex-based, honestly, and so, yeah. And then try to make it fair, so it's more of a medical, 4 weeks is a medical, and then everyone is 2 weeks for 4 weeks.
So this is just going to be in our policy procedure handbook. It's been put in there in place of the current policy. Unless you guys have changes you want to see.
Any questions, concerns?
None.
If I don't have any, can I have a motion? Shelley made a motion.
I will second that motion.
Corey, second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
So in front of you is, oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm sorry it's so small. I'm trying to be conservative on paper. So it's,
You have a magnifying glass. I'm just saying,
because
it's a lot, I get
it's
it.
a lot if I print full size. This is our budget. The very last page, page 17, is the one that I have to get published in the paper no later than the 29th in order to have our R&R hearing on September 8th. And so there are things within the budget that we've worked on. The police department, me and Hayden sat down and went line by line with the police department. You'll find their itemized list on page 7B.
Pages.
And so they're the second group down.
Okay, I found it.
So just wanted to bring, so their overall budget that they're asking for this year is $452,219. The reason that it's that much is because we are in our capital improvement plan supposed to be buying a new vehicle for the police department. So that's the $60,000 one. The vehicle number 1 for $30,000, that's essentially the saving. You know, we budget back each year for something, and then we just keep adding to that line until we hit the amount we need to do that purchase. The vehicle number 1 is supposed to be bought in 2029, and the vehicle number 2 is supposed to be purchased in 2031. So it's on a 6-year rotation. Every police vehicle is on a 6-year rotation. And so that's why I put them into 3 different lines because in the past, we've just done $60,000 for one vehicle, but we weren't planning for the other, so we were putting them more back at once, ultimately. So this way it just spreads it out. Ultimately, it's gonna get into the cycle of each vehicle will have 10,000 each year. Going to be getting put into it until that $60,000 mark, or increasing the price because of everything going up. So, let's see, the tree board, did increase, $1,000 if you approve it, because they are trying to, do these incentives for Wildcat Landing. And that's then giving the fee to each lot that's going to go out there, that's 7 trees. That's where the $1,000 will be going, is additional fees for Wildcat Landing. They normally have had 14,000. Stephanie Carlson, she is very adamant about looking into it. Yeah, grants and stuff. She's done very well at doing it. So that is the change for the tree board. The ambulance fund, there's not much we can do on that because we pay them what they tell us. And so their prices have been going up every year, as you can see on the end. It's the third one from the bottom on 70 as well. The $315,000 is what I'm guesstimating that they're going to be charging us next year.
Why did it go up so much more?
It's just, it keeps going up.
I mean, you gotta
We
imagine
don't,
they've got their salaries, they've got to replace their vehicles too. Like their newest ambulance, I happen to know exactly how old it is 10 years old now, so. I mean, I can
I don't know.
imagine they've got that in their
Only
budget.
half an ambulance.
This is only
Huh?
half of, this is
And that was only half an ambulance.
This is true, but to be fair, they got another one too at the same time,
yeah,
so.
this is only half of what because they charge us half of their overall expenses, and then 2 townships pay, 25%. And then, yeah, it's split up a certain way, like,
Yeah.
2 townships pay 25% of one, and then 1 township pays 25% of the other. And then, let's see, the electrical and heating, well, I guess we could start with activity.
I have one question real quick,
Yeah.
sorry. And maybe I was just missed this meeting or something. Why did the rec board jump so much?
That's my next question.
The rec board, you guys approved that. If theirs jumped because, well, one, because,
I wasn't here for the hiring, so I don't know his.
the previous one is not, that, the 2026, that's the amended, that's not most, we're filing an amended one because that was incorrect, and also some other things. Their budget has been 40,000, but it's up to 43,000 because he's getting 20,000 just salary, so half of it's going just to salary.
So this 26,641 is not right.
That 26,641 is not correct.
Okay.
Okay.
I was thinking it was.
Because I was like, that seems a little
I was
high.
thinking it was closer to the
I mean, his budget.
38, 39, 40.
And so the personal services it was just, I don't know what happened on that one. So we're doing
Okay.
an amended budget for 2026. And any other questions before I go to?
So I do have a question. So for the police department, we're saving for the vehicles. Are we saving for the need to purchase new computers or new equipment,
It's all
radios?
in our capital. improvement.
Is that in there? Okay.
We do 5,000 a year.
Okay. Thank you.
Each year, that for the computer.
Was it this budget that we were going to try to put a line item to start saving back stuff, or was that next year we were gonna do that?
Saving the money.
Just
The new equipment.
infrastructure, anything, just having a line to save.
Like a building? Or,
Like, for instance, like the 1% that we just had to do because for
that
infrastructure.
has its
So
own, so the 1%, it has its own, on the very front page, that's its own.
on there.
But I thought one of us had mentioned, is there any way we could put a line? I thought Kendra even maybe spoke on this. We were, Nicole, are you the one that asked?
I know what you're talking about. I don't think, yeah.
Specifically about the 1% sales tax.
The 1% sales tax is on the front page, right?
Right, but did
Okay,
we,
then I
were we,
misunderstood you, sorry. I thought we were saying another line in case,
And it's
somebody.
after we pay the bonds and then when, like, when.
Right, then
Okay.
it still
Okay.
goes
Okay.
specifically
Yeah,
to
that-
infrastructure.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sorry, yeah.
no, I get what you're
I was
saying.
ahead of the game.
that conversation.
Right, so basically instead of it being 1% sales tax, it would be infrastructure update.
Okay, something.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Any other questions for the page 8?
I don't have any. Anybody?
Yep, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, page 8 is the library board, which you've already approved for them. The next one, page 9, water utility. There wasn't really anything major on this, right, John Michael? We're supposed to, again, if you look at the very bottom where it says the 2023 truck was snowplowed, you see that 30,000, that's again, part of that capital improvements, we have that fund that we're just adding to each year, a certain amount to get to a certain, dollar amount.
Which I think the share was kind of for that.
Yes.
But you were like, thank.
The water treatment plant is completed. We haven't got it this year, so we budgeted it for next year. So that's why it's repeated.
So it's just carrying over.
Yes.
Okay.
That's pretty much that on that one. Sewer
We'll need to
is
fix
pretty
that.
general, and then there's some items at the bottom that you'll see. It's, again, that whole saving each year to get to that dollar amount we need. If you see the future LS, R and R, that means future lift station repair and it's remodel repair. So that's that one that's where we're looking to the future to repair things. So, the refuse is trash. So that's what that one is. There's nothing that, again, down at the bottom, a land pride mower that we're saving for. Next page, capital improvement. They have that we're transferring money, and I need to talk to them about this because it showed that we were going to transfer from the electric fund into this. I might want to change that because I don't know what we would be doing at Wildcat Landing. That was going to be that much money. Because that's what our number 3, our capital improvement 3 is Wildcat Landing. So the Lloyd Group was the one that was helping me with all this. So I don't know if they misunderstood with maybe some of our other capital improvement expenses we have. That
Yeah, that seems to be the 1%, so
and
amount.
if you look right underneath,
Close.
that's where the 1% sales tax is. That we have budgeted. We're predicting $200,000 in revenue on that.
That's 2020 though.
So the next page is the electrical fund, page 12, and that is where most everything comes out of. If you want to look through that list and see if there's anything that looks like a sticker shock that you need explanation, Carmen can answer that.
Just for clarification, capital 3 is Wildcat Landing.
Yes, capital
Okay.
improvement, The
Thank you.
capital improvement 3 is Wildcat.
But, and you're going to look into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And use some of our funds.
So can you explain the increase in the, make sure I'm reading this right, contracted services goes from 23,000 to 140? What is that difference?
Which,
Because we're going to be paying,
Is that what we're,
eventually be paying for,
the survey and
Yeah.
all that? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
because I'm not sure when we'll get the interest and how long it's gonna take for engineering.
For this,
and everything.
okay.
So I wanted to make sure I budgeted enough to cover the mayor.
And we appreciate it.
So you are gonna clarify why we have the 220,000 to
Yeah.
number 3?
And why they, yeah, why they, I didn't catch that before I kind of,
So,
I'm gonna ask them why they transferred it over. It could be part of our bond, so.
Okay, that would make sense if it's part of the.
not. Our bond payment usually is like that. Is there anything else on utilities? Let me see.
so you're paying towards forward on the bucket truck and digger truck and all that.
Yeah, every,
Okay, good.
under other,
Mm-hmm.
those are that, capital improvement plan of things that we save towards and things that we budget every year.
Is the Ram, 24 Ram, is that the one the tree board runs around?
No.
They have something different.
It would be listed in the tree board stuff.
Okay.
So I have a question on that. So we have, sorry, trying to keep my head around this. So we have tree trimming at 25,000. Is that what, doesn't the tree board take care of that? Or that you guys
There's
do that?
Two different tree
Yeah.
trimmings that
Yeah.
are done.
Okay.
The electrical line is utilities.
Okay,
Outside of that is the tree board.
thank you.
So I know previously, when Schaefer was still here, capital outlay meeting, we had discussed extending out truck purchases, so it's not every other year, but every third year. Is that something that's not feasible or something that just hasn't gotten discussed further? Or
we haven't discussed it.
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I feel like, when did you say these next two
But
ones
if
pay
we
out
did it-
though?
That would
29
be,
and 30.
that would be
Okay.
putting them basically on a 9-year rotation. I don't think that they would go that long.
Okay.
I mean, they might, but we're gonna be nickel and diming quite a bit on repairs.
Is the white one already showing?
Yes.
What's
Hmm?
usually every 3 years is what small departments do most of the time,
Every 6.
every 6 years.
Basically, we're replacing it every 6 years. So every 2 years, we're putting in a new rotation, so.
Any other questions on the
Are you planning to do a truck?
I'm going to look at options. Look at options, see what's best for the city.
Okay, thank you. Because there was conversation about that too. It's in a question.
So the next page is city equipment. It's pretty much showing they get transferred, this fund gets money transferred to it, from the electrical and water. And then also the money that's been saved through the years. And so if you look at all the bolded numbers, those are where we're at with the savings part of those running totals. And yeah, pretty much same thing. Any questions on the equipment part?
Nope.
Okay. Capital improvement, is supposed to have the water tower exterior cleaning, that's on there for this next year. Again, also BP does, BP does
The best.
is for the police department, and so they're supposed to be getting with us next year. The updating zoning code and subdivision regulation, that one really needs to be done. The whole city looked at, appropriately for what it is. So that does cost quite a bit of money, up to the 12,000. Then the pool filter, social media, there's 2,000 say going toward that. So the next one is the capital improvement number 2, where we're taking money from the settlement, but that's not all of the budget. That's why they got.
Yeah, I was like, I remember talking to them about closing out something, but I think they got confused.
So there's that. So that's what that page is, and that's why it shows a zero balance, but then it's not. The next 16, nothing. And so 17 is the one that I will be publishing if everything was okay with you guys, other than the 250 and the capital improvement 3, what we were doing. And it shows that our R&R at 64.001, so again, can't officially accept that 64,001 in the budget totally until the hearing on September 8th.
Okay.
Just a question.
Yeah, what is special highway?
The special highway,
Yeah.
that's the industrial.
Oh, the
That- yeah,
project.
that's that
Okay,
project.
all right, okay.
So what are you needing from us on this, other than more questions?
If you're okay with me publishing this, then I'll go with a motion
Okay.
to, publish.
So with the caveat of the capital outlay 3 clarification, I make a motion to publish the budget.
Sherry made a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Corey seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So, update. Andre's birthday is coming up, on Saturdays. She'll be off on Friday, so I'll be in the office. Her and I we are asking though, if maybe tomorrow the council would consider allowing us to close around 9:45 because Emil Saviano, who was both of our teachers, he was our high school history teacher, and also Cheryl Saviano, who was a longtime city clerk. Her husband passed away on Friday, so his funeral is at 10 o'clock tomorrow, and so we're just asking if we could attend with you.
I don't see a problem with
I don't
that.
see a
I don't-
problem.
I don't see a problem with
So
it.
you would be back after.
Can you just get it out?
Other than that, Edmonds is moving along pretty good. Getting to that point where we're getting kind of nervous. They installed the software onto our computer, so we are trying to decide what will be more financially responsible of us to continue with postcards when we move to this new software for utility bills, or to go to paper. Paper obviously would give you a lot more detail because our bills will now say like what your usage, or it will look a lot like Evergy for lack of a better comparison. It will give you more detail on the paper, but stamps are now at 85 cents.
Could you have people opt out of receiving a paper?
I did.
Yes, if there's actually some cities, small cities, very close by, who made it required that you get electronic, just because it.
Well, I think like Mount Hope,
That's what
I want to say, I think they charge $2 on the rental bills if we get a paper bill.
Yeah, because they made it required that it's paperless, and if you don't do paper, then you pay.
But I feel like that puts a burden on the older generation who doesn't do electronic.
Is there a way to access it? There will be a way to access it.
Yes, with the new software, everybody,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
citizens will
Can you
have
opt
their
out
own account
if you don't want to pay?
that they can log on to, see their current usage, pay their bills, see, it's going to be a lot more
So can we
interactive.
just do that is electronic unless you request to have a paper bill. And then a paper bill can be provided.
Yeah, I mean, but it's still, we have to buy either a bunch of postcards or, we use stamps
But
and.
no, I mean, it's something to, I mean, just like, I was just asking for like instance, I get an email and I get a bill in the mail, but usually I pay before I even get the bill in the mail, so
Yeah.
that's a waste. I don't really need you to mail it to me.
Is there a bulk rate or something that we could do through some like stamps.com or something like that would allow for a lesser cost for mailing?
Currently, City of Haven is our post office's biggest customer.
Gotcha.
And so we try to use it, so they keep people here.
Right, I understand that, but
But, you could look into that, but right now, we're just trying to decide, would people want postcards or would they? Because postcards are a lot cheaper than the paper.
Yeah, then I'd say a postcard.
I would say-
I would say with a postcard.
Cause if you can get online and see more detail, then there's no reason to have everybody's used to postcard.
Okay.
And they can
Yeah.
come, like, some people, they can come and call,
Print them in more detail.
pull it up for them.
Mhm.
I mean, it's
Yeah, we do it all the
older
time.
generations.
Or
I just-
put a note
we
on
do
the
it.
bottom that says, look online if you want more detail.
I just understand the non-technically savvy people and how that works, and I don't want to them not get a bill and then have issue, and I just, yes.
Yeah, no, we get that part. So that's been our biggest, like.
Yeah,
trying
you
to
forget about it
decide.
and you get the bill, you're like, okay, I gotta pay that.
So we'll keep the postcards then. You guys are okay with postcards continuing? Okay. I am going to push out a little bit more as the software gets going for paperless though, because it would
Yeah.
save the city a
Oh,
lot of money.
No.
100%,
yeah.
100% do that.
Every time I take payment, I'm like, oh, I see you're only signed up for paper billing. Would you like email? So trying to get people to
I
move.
didn't even know that you could do.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to talk to you afterwards, like about that.
Yeah. Go ahead and change mine.
I don't need you to mail it to me.
I get mine like.
Look at you.
Somehow I got changed. You
think you're special? I forgot. You're special or something?
I have to have paper
Yeah.
cards. Have to, because if not, I forget.
Other than that, that's it, unless you guys have any questions or.
Yeah, you're
gonna
put out
Probably like
I
on
don't,
my
I bring in a
Facebook, you guys will be
check.
closed for
Yeah.
that.
Well, it's like $2.
And thank you for letting us do that.
Anything else? Carmichael?
I'm gonna let Chris get up and make his bill on his,
Is this the quote for the electric upgrade?
yes.
How much detail do you want? What, do we want to talk about, scheduling and scope and all that? How we kind of see the project moving forward? This is the appropriate time to do that.
Sounds great.
Yes, thank you.
So back to the last meeting we had, we prepared a proposal and scope of work and cost. And that's, I assume you all have a copy of that there. Okay, so I've got 3 phases there. They're really kind of phase 1 and 2 are together, and that's the design engineering side of things. So think of the engineering side and the construction observation side. So that's kind of the 2 different pieces. Typically, most engineering costs run 7 to 10% of total project cost. In this case, it's not that high, and the biggest reason is because we've done work here for 15 years and we kind of know 50, so there's, it's not near as high as it would be right off the bat. So what we're asking for is $80,000 for this first 2 phases, and that will cover us kind of through the end of the year-ish timeframe. Is kind of what we're looking at that point. So our goal is if we can get the design portion done, the materials selection done, as far as getting quotes back, and we can get a project cost and be able to come back to you, hopefully end of November, December-ish timeframe, have some rough ideas about what we're really talking about in terms of dollars. And then we'd be ready to start construction in the next year. And so there's some, we need to get a material laid down yard built. That's going to take a little time. Some of the materials are going to take some lead time. Poles are amazingly fast. Everybody, I've checked with 3 different vendors. I can get poles in 2 weeks. Wow. Nothing else, but poles, they seem to have a lot of it. But we may want to look at that. You know, before the winter time, we don't want to get caught behind an ice storm somewhere. Now there's 3-month lead time instead of 2-week lead time. That's big hurricane hits and all your material goes away. So anyway, what we're looking at is we'll update the assessment we did back in 2023, look at any improvements that we've made through that point, and kind of get a construction plan put together. At a very high level, we're basically working from the west to the east side of town just because of the way the electric system is laid out. So the 12 kV feed is on the west side of town right now. 2400 is on the east. And so since we're cutting over to that point, we'll just kind of go block by block, basically west to east is kind of the overall plan. This is at a high level. It won't exactly work that way, but that's
the plan.
That's the plan. I don't know how long, it really depends on the construction crews, how many people they put on, how long the actual construction window would take. I don't know. I think 12 to 18 months probably would be a pretty reasonable time frame. That sound reasonable to you? So, you know, I think really, if we had a good plan going, we got a good contractor on, get halfway decent weather, don't have material problems, start right after first year sometime, maybe be done by quarter 2/28, I think is a good rough idea at this point, I think. So, but every once in a while you'll get a contractor that has a low spot. And they say, hey, I got 3 extra crews. Can we jump on this? And sure, because it's cost is cost. It's, you know, as long as that fits all the financing plan, that's going to be the only trick, right? Is once we lay out a financing plan.
And I think you talked to Joey and JT have kind of put the rank together, and their goal is to maybe do 2 bond issues so that we can get financing this year and then doing one next year, and that saves you guys. There's like once you hit a $5 million mark, there's a bunch of paperwork, and it saves the city a lot of headache. And then also, if you wanted to pay yourself back and you had to, you know, we could cash flow, it saves you doing temporary bonds. Because that was something that was floated, was maybe doing temporary bonds, but then that cost you, you know, several tens of thousands of dollars to buy the credit. And so you can see that much money. So the goal is hopefully to get having financed a good chunk of it by the end of the year. And also with the new, maybe a new governor, with the property tax issues that happened last year, it actually like threw the geo bond market in chaos. And we had several cities that their projects got canceled the week, at closing, like big projects that they didn't get their financing because of Topeka. And so we're trying to avoid that since there is an election and you don't know what's going to happen. And so that's the goal, is we're wanting to get financed before all of that happens and we get the chunk of it done. So it's just sitting ready to be drawn on. So hopefully, and then also keeps the project rolling. You're not waiting on that.
How long do we have to wait for the bidding period?
What?
Like, how long do we have to provide select bid?
Usually that whole process takes about 30 days. I usually, once we get to that point, I'm going to be talking to the contractors long before it goes out to formal bid. So you go out, you'll have to still post and follow all the state regulations about posting, time frame, and all that kind of stuff. The good thing is, since if for some reason a grant throws into this at some point, that kind of changes the whole ballpark. But since you're kind of doing self-financing at this point, you can kind of pick whatever you want that fits the state statutes, right? So 2 to 3 weeks, usually on a formal bid, but in reality, most of the contractors will pre-qualify anyway. They'll have already talked to them, they'll already been on site a lot of times. So yeah, there'll be a formal time, but that whole process 30 days, basically.
Okay.
It's gonna be tough because we're always at the end of the year. Nobody wants to do anything. Everybody's finishing up projects real quick at the end of the year, and then everybody wants to take vacation, whatever that might be, around then. So that's probably gonna be in January. So we'll probably wait till after the first of the year to do the formal bids. I'm sure we'll wait for them. I mean, we gotta get all the financing in place first, right? So,
Yeah, but that can all happen.
yeah. So I think that's roughly what we're doing. You know, we'll be talking regularly throughout this next 60, 90 days point. So you'll, and we'll give updates. If I need to come back and give updates, that's no problem from time to time. Probably be worthwhile anyway. Put me on there about every 3 meetings just to make sure I'm moving forward the way you expect it. Be the squeaky wheel. It doesn't bother me with this. Go on. A couple of things, just want to make you aware of. I put kind of a range in there on construction observation cost. There are 2 reasons for that. One is we want to get we don't know exactly how many poles we talked about, an estimated timeframe. And how much of our services do you need during construction? And I think as we get the design done and we talk about with staff, we'll be able to nail that down a little further and say, okay, I need somebody here 3 days a week. No, I only need somebody here 1 day a week. Or I need somebody on call. Well, that's obviously quite a little bit difference in effort and cost. Probably a little more on the front end. Once we're familiar with the crews, they're familiar with this. Probably don't need to check up on them a lot, but I know how it gets. It's fine to say, oh, Steve can walk another day. Guarantee you that never works. Because everything that gets just life happens, right? And so it's nice to have some outside people you can wait on, but we cost money, right? So you don't want to go crazy on that too. So that's kind of a range right now, and we don't need to address that at this point. I think we come back in by October, November timeframe, have a better idea about what that's going to be. The other thing is, what I've typically run into in other cities where we've done some of these rebuilds is when we look at utility easements and property lines, things like that, we find issues like we're not in an easement, or we're not on a property line, or we're on property, or things like that happen. Any of that kind of legal stuff, restoring stuff is not in our scope. And so if we need to redo easements or do property lines or something like that, that's not included in our scope. We're not a licensed land surveyor, so we can't do that. But you probably have something that you've used in the past. So that's going to be on a case-by-case basis if we run into those. I mean, well, I assume your property plots are probably pretty accurate. What you got. So, and since we've got geolocation on all the poles, we should be able to find those pretty easy. So I don't think that's going to be a big issue. I just wanted to bring it up so it's not a surprise later. But I thought this was all engineering. Just the vertical power pole side. It's not the landmarks.
You guys are taking the substation out?
No, we will not do that.
It does not come out.
Yes, it will disappear, but that's Evergy's.
Evergy will come
When we
take
get
it.
to that point, they'll come take it all.
Yeah, that whole street.
What are you doing with that piece of land?
It's still gonna have a lot of poles on it in that area.
Hopefully much less than you have now. It will look quite a little bit different, but
I haven't even thought about what we're gonna do with coast.
I was just curious, that's all.
I mean, is that city property or is that somebody's easement?
Okay, but does it have a?
it's probably.
They probably have an easement. They have an easement. They probably don't own it.
Right, but
Yeah.
probably have to be fighting.
And I will tell you, we're looking at, I was approached by Ark Valley on a transmission line that's in the area that was abandoned for the helium plant that had the issues up the road here. KPT is working on that project to see if it makes any kind of financial sense to actually build a city-owned substation or take over part of that ownership of line, or change point of service at 34 kV instead of 12 kV. So they have people that do all that financial stuff. And I gave them some rough ideas of costs and what it would take to build a substation for the city. And so they're gonna take that to Evergy and North Valley and all the appropriate players, see if there's any cost savings there. If there's not, there's not, but if you save money over the long run, you pay quite a little bit on distribution charges to pay for purchase of like $10,000-15,000 a month.
Yeah.
And so just to rent space on their substation, so I don't know, we'll look at it, see if there's some cost savings there, but it's KPP is doing most of that work, so that's, I have very little, there's very little cost on my part. I did say, so it's at that point. That's pretty much, I think, what I have there. Do you guys have any questions?
Corey?
Gosh, when you get into this and the construction starts, how much time do you anticipate per household that they're going to be without power?
Usually you're talking about a pretty short period of time, and so like 2 to 4 hours.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
like when a win or win thing
Yeah,
a
so
couple years back.
so I mean, let's say you have a block and we're
Uh-huh.
able to replace all the poles without an outage, and then you say, okay, I'm going to kill this block, go and rehang the transformers, depending on how many on that block. You know, it's going to take 2 to 4 hours depending on how many crews are there and how many people are there. But we try to break them up into small enough chunks, just for that reason, so you minimize the impact.
Okay.
And we know there's going to be some commercial customers that are going to have to be done on after hours and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we try to accommodate, especially the commercial customer. And I don't know if you have any markings on, if you have anybody that's on life support, things like that. We didn't have those identified to make sure we flagged those.
Oh,
So,
I guess that's not funny, but
yeah.
it sounded like it when you.
It's a thing, yeah. You
Okay.
really got to be real careful about that.
We have a few that are on oxygen and stuff that nothing, most of the major ones like Haven House and all that have backup generation and stuff anyways, but nobody's going to go without power for overnight.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
going to be during work days. They're not going to bite off more than they can get done in one day.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah, I've never done one where we had like, even a day of outage, like 24 hours. There'll be smaller chunks than that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I do have, if I could, so phase 1 is 70,000.
Yeah.
So then phase 2 is going to 10,000. Phase 3, that could be a later date that you give us a specific number so we
Yes.
can motion on that later.
Yes, I would like to do phase 1 and phase 2 as this.
Okay.
And then phase 2 or phase 3 really would be after we define that scope and have an actual dollar amount.
Okay.
Nobody wants to say range, right?
All right.
I don't even want to do a range. I'd rather wait, see exactly what we're doing.
And then just to make sure, are you providing a professional, like, agreement, and then we actually sign an agreement and not?
Yes.
just like-
Yeah.
So-
Once
Just
you
the name
approve
of
that,
that.
then I'll send a contract.
And then we'll go over the contract
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
hammers out insurance and all the
Yeah.
lawyer details.
All those little funny things.
Yeah.
The whole liability
You take
issue
care
that
of
I
that.
have a problem
You
with.
guys are like, what's the dollar?
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
timing.
Do we have this 80,000 in this year's budget?
Okay, we have it in the election.
Okay.
So we just need to move forward with him getting a contract sent over.
And then if
For
you guys.
phase 1
agree
and
to
phase
use
2?
material Term, yeah.
Do we need a
Okay, we do.
motion to approve or wait till we get the contract?
You can
accept.
You can accept the quote, and then you won't sign anything, so it's a motion, it's not, and then that gives us, where we at least know that we're working with those parameters and the material terms that you guys.
So a motion for phase 1 and 2. I'll make a motion for phase 1 and 2 of the engineering quote for $80,000.
One second.
There in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I will be getting, bid for a lay down yard. Just so everybody understands what that is.
Mhm.
We're gonna have somewhere near 400 poles, 350 transformers, probably 2 semi-trailers worth of stuff, and cross arms, the supplies for this project. We have to put that somewhere. And we really don't have a lot of rooms or space, but we do have space out east of the burn site in that field. And when we redid the contract with the farmer 2 years ago, year ago, we made sure that it was specific in the contract that we could take that over whenever needed, because we knew this was a possibility coming. And so I'm going to get some bids for fencing, rocking it, and stuff for that location. And we'll that. And it won't be something that's going to just be a temporary thing, because I think looking further down the road, we will probably move our trash and stuff, like where our burn sites now. We'll move it over into that fenced in area, and then have access into where like the tree branches and stuff goes. We'll just have a different entrance and a better place for all that to go, is my thought at this point, long term. Matt did bring up to me the old Tenable gas plant out here that blew up is all just blank ground with a fence and everything. I might try to reach out and see what the possibilities of a lease on something like that. It'd be a mile outside of town, but
It's already rocked and fenced.
it's a turnkey, ready to go deal. So I will
If they're available.
start reaching out and seeing if that's something that's possible for a lay down yard.
We have to have any special insurance on anything?
I would recommend, talking to your insurance carrier, because I would, you'd want all of your.
Yeah,
Insured,
yeah.
I mean, so that would just be talking to your carrier.
I'm sure we'd have to have it
You would want-
insured at some. We haven't got there yet. One step at a time.
Well, if you got a new spot, you're gonna have liability insurance and things like that.
Right.
But
Taking people on.
Yeah.
get a new site. Not there
Your
yet.
way.
Yeah.
But just a heads up, I will be getting those bids and stuff rounded up. Other than that, for my updates,
And these are all the type of costs and things that can reimburse.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can. Lunch.
Yeah.
If-
last 2 weeks, it's been really, 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 really hot. So we've been really trying to not kill ourselves in the afternoon, getting a lot of work done in the morning while it's somewhat cool, even though by 10 o'clock it's been 100 degrees most days. We did have a safety tailgate talk, we'll call it, that the department heads are putting on for all employees. We're meeting after court. So that way, all the cops, everybody's here. I think the first one went really well. We did it on heat exhaustion and stuff, and heat safety. And it was also nice because we got all the full-time employees together, and we was able to spend an hour and a half together, just learning that, but also just bonding, spending some time other than just here and there. We got to all meet the new cop, Scurvy. So it went really well. The blinks we had Friday on the power, we had one in the morning at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then we had one at 8:15, something like that, Friday evening. I believe we're both storm related. The first one was definitely storm related that was on Evergy side. The second one I think was on our side, and I have the suspicion the grain elevator got hit by lightning or something, and it tripped everything.
Thunder was
Because it
terrible, so.
It was quick.
Yeah, we didn't have any outages. It just was the scary, nasty blinks that we used to have a few summers ago. Makes you cuss.
Is it coming?
We survived the pool season. That baby's empty already.
I saw that this morning. I think you were all throwing a little party getting out there pretty quick.
We were very happy to drain the pool. We got it completely, all the water out by 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Nobody jumped in after it was empty, right?
Not that I'm aware of. We really, actually, as much as I like to complain about the pool this year, was pretty smooth. We dodged the bullet on the motor as far as it survived. We're still planning on pulling it out and taking it in and getting it all rebuilt and stuff. So it'll be fresh for next year. Yep. And all the problems we had, which seemed like we had one every day, which was probably really only every 2 or 3 days, but it just never stopped. And we're all small, tiny little problems, but they all seemed to be big at the time.
You could certainly hear it when I was out there swimming with her.
Oh yeah, there was about 2 or 3 week period there that motor was screaming, but it did get quieter. I don't know if that was because it's about ready to explode or what, but we survived it. Mount Hope didn't. Their pool, they had a power issue over there and it fried their motor and they had to close almost a month early. So, yeah.
What were the numbers of?
We're getting that report, together, so Brittany is supposed to, she did send me a file. I haven't been able to look at it yet, but we'll get a whole end of year pool, this is how it all went.
Usually get it in like
September, October.
Preliminary, it looks good.
Yeah, it does.
One quick question while I'm thinking about it, back to like getting a bond. We get one this year. When will the payment be due next year?
But we're thinking like
How does that work?
December. Yeah, I mean, you would have to get to get it going, we're talking like a month difference. And so I think you would maybe have a payment a month earlier than what you would if we moved it to January. But he's just really splitting it where it's like December and then like June. And it keeps you, because it has to be the actual calendar year. If you do it, your limit is I think 5 million in one calendar year, and then it saves for a ton of what.
So are we thinking like 4,000 and then 2,000 or whatever
Or like
the difference?
probably
Are we gonna
like
do the whole 5?
Or 4.5 million,
Okay.
and then wait, that'll carry you through most of the project, and then you
Right.
can wait and kind of until we have our costs actually tightened, and then what remaining to kind of finish off is what I've heard JT and Joey talk about. They're high,
So then
The
from
arbitrage
there,
payment.
when would like the first?
I think it's
payment
like
due? That's what I'm asking.
December, it would be
a
like
year?
December, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So it'd be like.
It gives you a whole year for like the tax.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I was
to
thinking.
make that payment and kind of.
Our current bonds are all due either September 1st or we have 3 on the 1st and then 1 on the 3rd. So they're all September, so I don't know.
I can ask about, but I don't believe, I believe it's,
I was just,
you have time to build up the fund.
I was just wondering like if we're gonna have to cut elsewhere for.
We'll be fine. Looking over the numbers and everything, I think we're gonna be okay. Yeah, with the 1% sales tax goes through and some of my research I've done, a city clerk, I am able to see sales tax, all the way down to specific of business. I can't disclose that, that's confidential, but based off of what I've seen from the last time this happened, would be fine.
I will say also like the charter ordinance we just passed, I don't think when we first got the numbers, it was a different type of financing, which is more expensive. And so if we do the geo bond, it's the cheapest type of debt. And so I think now that we're actually boots on the ground, how make the payment. I don't know. Well, just fix all the problems.
Sure.
Pearson's on the industrial project. I'm horribly frustrated with them, but we're kind of at their mercy. They told me not last week, the week before, that last week they'd probably be pouring concrete. They never showed up to do anything last week. So,
So the South Strand's still closed.
no, it's
No.
open. Both ends are open. Everything's, it might be a little confusing. People have to pay attention to the signs, but all entrances are open.
They've made it to where there's like dirt ramps to
Yeah.
where you're not, and also to get into the trailer park and to.
That
get
was
to
gonna be my question
Pine
for
Road.
you is, I've noticed that nobody was there last week and nobody's been there.
Yeah, I thought this morning at like 6:15 when I came to work, there was a Pearson's truck out there. I thought, hey, they're gonna be out here. Then nobody showed after that. So
And they're not saying why they're not.
Have to get it done before December
yeah,
31st.
they have a lot of big projects going. So I imagine it's a timing thing for them when they can get the equipment and the people to the different places. They're the ones doing that interchange over at 35 and K96, and so I'm sure they're just moving crews like crazy.
Right?
So,
I'm with, I agree. I just wish they wouldn't have closed that road down. Makes it really hard to go to the coffee shop or,
it's open now.
okay.
Yeah, you can get in from both sides.
And that was my concern a couple weeks ago too.
The first time I went down there, I
Looks
was like,
like
can
it
I
was
get in there? And I'm like, wait, I can.
It looks like it's closed. It's,
So when they pour, how long is it gonna not be accessible?
When they start forming up the south end where they're going to concrete, it's probably from the time they start working on it till the time people can drive on it. It's probably 3 weeks. And then it'll just be closed then, and then they'll have to come in off of First Street through the trailer park around to the coffee shops.
South Strand is gonna be divided.
We're gonna do it
into
two
two different,
sections.
Well-
type of material.
The south section is going to be concrete, the north section is going to be asphalt.
I remember that.
I didn't,
I don't either.
I thought it was all concrete.
No, it was
They're doing concrete.
at that one entrance.
We went
Well,
with
cause that's where
concrete
semis used to come
because
in at.
there's so many semis and we don't know what the future of that lot is for a quick shop. So
I
we're
got- so
trying to
there-
plan ahead for whatever that might be.
From where the concrete ends to, was it Arlington? It's going to be asphalt? That's what I guess I didn't
It'll
know.
be
I didn't
asphalt.
realize that. Okay.
It divides right about the mailboxes.
Future of the quick shop.
But they've been
And
saying
that-
since EG bought it, they've been
parking
saying
lot.
they're
Oh,
gonna build
okay.
something there, and that's been eons ago already, and they haven't done anything with it.
Okay.
Other than that, that's all I got.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Matt,
Well, I got a couple things here. You have there, consider the firewall quote from Reach.
Thanks, Chris.
Yes.
So, long and short of it, we've talked about, I would set like the CASIGIS training and that sort of thing. We've got to get in compliance with that. There's gonna be some hardware stuff that's coming in that we're going to have to replace, such as computers and stuff. Anyway, this is one step that we need, but what pushed this one up into the forefront is Jayhawk, our work software. They are moving to a different cloud system, and our firewall will not communicate.
okay.
So we have to get this in to communicate with it. We could either do a software based that we would purchase from Jayhawk, or we could go with this route and we don't have to purchase that, and it's already getting us ready for the next. So rather than buying two things, I just wanted to buy one.
So this isn't something we haven't had before, right?
We have a firewall in place, but it is old enough and it is not it's not, it won't be in compliance anymore, and it does not work with the new software, so,
Okay.
or with their new cloud system. Any questions?
Make a motion to approve the reach invoice for $2,083.
Sherry made a motion. Do I have a second? Billy second. All in favor say aye.
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 Okay, UPLOC, consider the UPLOC licensed agreement. Is that in this? I didn't see it in. Yeah.
It is.
We have it.
Yeah, it's right here. Sorry, it was stuck to my other page here, so. What's that? Yes.
Yeah, I just didn't put it in there.
Oh,
Sorry.
So do we just want to hold off until we get the STO as well? Do the UPOC today and then the STO next month's time, or do we like? How do we want to handle it?
I would say just take it off and then, because I haven't been ready to go to, so we could actually do the, you could actually pass. Like, yeah, we could do that. If that.
That's fine.
Do I need a motion to remove or table?
We'll just table that one for the moment. But if you guys, just a heads up of what that is, UPOC is the Universal Public Offense Code, which is basically your criminal laws that pertain to our city.
And it's incorporated into your code.
Right.
So that's I had those one of the bills for your traffic and your criminal that incorporate.
Okay.
And then this is the license to actually get the book to go online.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do it all together. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
But anyway, so that's kind of what that is. And then the STO is the standardized traffic ordinance. So,
Okay.
so there's two different ones. So we'll just put it all in one there coming up. So, scooter ordinance, discussion here. So I printed those out for you guys. It kind of gives you a heads up. Those are what some of the other departments are doing. Just kind of showing you what is out there. The class 1, 2, and 3 is, and then the e-motorcycles are, that is the way they are federally classified. The 28, so on the class 3, it's kind of hard to read up there. In the little bubble, it says must be 18 years or older to ride.
Is it 18 or 16? 'Cause
It's-
this one says
yeah.
16. But I agree.
Yes,
that
it's
looks like
16. I'm sorry. It is 16. It looks like 18 on this one.
It does.
16. I had it right. I had it on this other one here,
Okay.
16. So it is 16 or above. And then that maximum speed is 28 mile an hour plus. So anything that will go over 28 miles an hour is a that's in that class 3 as well.
Anything over 20?
They will go over 28. 28 mile an hour is that's kind of the minimum of the maximum of it. If that makes sense. So otherwise it gets dropped down to a class 1. So
And class 2 just because it has a throttle.
correct. These are some of just kind of the classifications of these bikes, just so you guys have an understanding of what they are. Believe it or not, I didn't realize there was all this until I started really digging into it. E-bike's an e-bike, it's an e-bike, but it's not.
And
So-
there are defined in the.
Yeah,
The classes are in
they are in the actually, no, in the STO.
STO. I know one.
They're in the STO.
One of them.
So my biggest issue is the kids on the scooters, not the bikes, the scooters.
So,
Is that a class 1?
yes.
Okay, because this looks like a bicycle.
Well,
Yeah.
Yes, they are considered they're in that class 1 usually, so.
I think they have a throttle on them.
They do have a throttle on them.
Yeah.
I caught a kid
So,
going,
and then-
I caught a kid going like 19 miles an hour on one, so.
Some of them may go into that class 2. So. And then like the electric motorcycles below there, they don't have, basically they don't have pedals on them too.
Right.
So it's really no different than
That's a dirt bike.
it's a pit bike, basically.
Yeah.
So those would have to be operated primarily on private property. They would not be allowed on the streets at all.
Well, yeah, it's treated as.
They're
Yeah.
not allowed.
And guys,
It's a gas powered.
And then on the rest of that is already in the STO. And you have,
That's the thing. They don't have that. It didn't make it.
well, but it's in the STO that we already have.
Right.
So
Oh, okay.
it's still, yes. Yeah, it was
What was that particular ordinance number again?
135.
Thank you.
And it basically mirrors the state law.
135.
135. Yes, STO 135. And it basically,
These class 3, are they allowed to operate them on sidewalks?
well, see, that's discussion.
That's where we're needing to.
This is our discussion for
Okay.
this. So, do you have, I don't see it.
I don't think it made it in.
I didn't make it into this packet, but you guys,
I drafted one for him to kind of, that I did for a full day. And so we have a starting ground. So I spent a lot of time with these, and we were emailing about suggestions.
so
So do we want to wait until we have that?
If you want to start there, but we can change.
So what we've kind of started with, what Kendra and I have kind of started was putting a speed limit of 15 miles an hour on them for the streets. And then
We said no, none in the business.
nothing from First Street to half a block north of, so basically to the EMS building, because there's that's all business district.
So no sidewalks there,
So no sidewalks there. And then
but then residential.
the residential sidewalks, we had it at 10, she had it, put it at 10 miles an hour. So
What about around the school?
I would say this is what we pay you the big bucks for, so bring us your recommendation.
so
I agree.
that was kind of our,
Started it.
that was kind of where we were at with it. I thought maybe it would be on this, but it wasn't, so.
And we're requiring helmets.
So,
and-
yeah, and I want to
Okay.
I'd like to require helmets for anybody under the age of 18.
And then I think I put the federal, like, that way you had a statute to go back to, because it was like describing what that.
Right.
So it couldn't just be like a metal bowl and that's my helmet, but it was an actual, like, you know what I mean?
I have noticed, I will say,
A pillow.
I have noticed that since we originally started having this conversation, more kids are wearing helmets when they're out. I have noticed that and I appreciate that. But I agree with Nicole. You craft us a solution and then we'll discuss it.
All right, send it through. It's crafted, it just needs to be sent through.
Okay.
And we'll have the STO, the UPOC, all of
Okay,
that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I was going to, since school's tomorrow, I was going to talk to them about our scooter ordinances and then what we're going to do, but yes, I will take off on that until you guys tell me. So, anyway, I know it's gotta be going, but if you guys are good with telling them this, I guess if I can get a consensus from you guys on that, the 10 mile an hour on the sidewalks and residential,
Yes.
15 on the street.
Yes.
The basic stuff, yeah. Do
And
they
then-
have
speeds.
They do.
Mhm.
100%. Because
Okay.
I stopped a kid and I said, "How fast were you going?" He goes, "Well, I was only going 15." And I'm like, "You should not be going that fast."
But
So
at
they have
least-
it.
But at least this would, I would be able to say, hey, guys, this is what is on its way. So-
Getting ready.
Just so you know, this is what's coming. So,
Right now, I think it's 20, right?
huh?
And your guys' radar decide, gauge how fast they're going? It can.
I'm
That's
sorry.
good. I don't
Now,
know how that works.
our patrol vehicles, we have to change settings on that to get to that, if they're under a certain speed. It's just and it's a pain in the butt to get that set while you're trying to drive. So, you can't drive and do it. You have to stop and get it, and then by the time you get,
They're past you.
If they go over.
Right.
We did it in one thing.
we can give them a speeding ticket, yes,
Can or you will?
we can. So,
A 10-year-old?
Yeah.
yep.
Oh, yeah, no, I thought about it.
So the parents are actually, so there's actually part of the ordinance where the parents are responsible for that
Okay.
as well.
Sorry, I was just trying to figure out the.
I will give an example today.
The SEO and then.
So, I am not going to tell you who it is or any of that sort of thing, but, I had a couple of scooters that, I happened to see one of them, blow through the stop sign up here.
Hey, we're still having a hard time with that.
And, anyway, was running two up, and I ran out of the office, grabbed the kid and said, "Come here, we need to talk." And so, anyway, I ended up taking the scooter away from him, and it is at the police station until the parents come and pick it up. So, we're going,
They'll let you hang on to it for a while.
and they, basically, Dad said, well, it may just disappear. So, anyway, but anyway, we are doing some, some enforcement of that if we do see something. So a lot of times when they see the trucks, the patrol trucks, they put little halos on, because they
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I teased that we ought to get one and go out and do night patrol on them. That would, they wouldn't expect to see us.
The other thing is
They-
riding at night.
Yeah.
Oh, they are riding at
Right.
night. That's the scary
There
part.
you
They just have
go.
this
We
tiny
can
little
have
headlight.
budget.
They are right.
You don't need a new truck, you just need scooters.
Hey, you pop out on the bicycle all the time, so I don't want to
Yeah.
hear it.
I do what?
Pop out on the bicycle.
What did you say?
Hop out on the bicycle.
What was that other word behind there?
All the time.
No. The last time
Okay.
I was out on that bike was Fall Festival. I
Well, maybe you need to get on it more.
hate to ride that. So, anyway. Um,
Now, is this something you can put, like, on the Haven Police page of, like, changes coming in regards,
I can.
to the scooter speeds or consequences or something, just, that way we don't have those parents going, "What, you didn't tell me this was gonna happen, how did I know not to warn them?" To kind of get that heads
How
up.
about?
Mhm.
Never mind.
He's gonna go to school. He wants it now.
I'm gonna talk to the kids at school. That's why I'd like to talk to them at the school because I've got them captive. So,
Are you going to the middle school too?
as soon as I can get a hold of them, yes, I will get over there, but yes.
Middle school.
So,
Like the day kids start getting tickets, stuff will change fast.
That's where I think it needs to start.
Mhm.
and the problem is they don't have driver's licenses, so it's hard to enter that into the court system.
Just ask them their parents' name.
So, anyway,
Mom and dad start getting tickets.
Mhm.
My kid wouldn't have.
I was like, I wouldn't.
Quarter canisters.
I'm gonna skateboard and like figure out how to balance. Like that's what you're doing.
and so, guys, I mean, bottom line is, I just want to make sure that our kids are safe.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
So,
Not just kids, but also anybody around.
right. Well, so, but anyway, that's Kendra's done a good job of adding some other little nuances into that ordinance that, so. Anyway,
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
other updates, I've got, I'm finally starting to get some of the supplies that I finally, or some of the gear that I ordered for Tyler coming in, so it's finally showing up. So,
He seems to be doing a good job. He's by himself, correct?
yes.
Anything else?
Not right now. Other than the fact I just let you know that we will be looking at doing some updates to become CACIGIS compliant with the new regulations that are coming down. So, and like I said, it's just money.
That's just not even a good joke right now.
That.
It is what it is, and it's kind of the cost of doing business. But anyway, we are looking to do what we can. Our IT people are just trying to help us with.
Save money.
Yeah, they're trying to
There you
help. They're trying to help us co-op with some other agencies to see what we can, get buying power and
Help each other.
help each
Be
other
more
out a
cost
little bit. So
efficient.
There you go.
we're trying. So
Anything else? Next meeting, the R&R hearing.
That's a Tuesday.
Yep, that's a Tuesday. Booster Club and Spirit Night donation. Does anybody have any council concerns?
I'm good.
If
I'm
not,
good.
then I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll
I'll
second.
Well, second.
Nicole first, you can pick one.
Right over here.
All in favor?
Aye.